So I was proud of that, I did that, but I'm doing Lights Out 2, I swore to myself that I would never spend 4 months on an album ever again. So the process starts like this. I generally put out an email to every single producer that I know, every single record label that I know, stating that I'm starting to put together a mix. Can you send me whatever you've got? And then the biggest part of doing an album is sifting through all the records and all the CDs and MP3s. Whatever format I got, I had to go through it. And I had to go through over 1,000 records for Lights Out 2, easily. And what I do is, it starts with like, I hear a certain sound in a certain record that I'm like, that's it. And it's usually about 4 or 5 records that define the sound of that album that I'm going to make. And then I'm looking for stuff that I like, obviously that I like I'm going to play, but fits that album. Because my albums aren't just to me, they're not just 2.5 hours of music or 2.5 hours of house records. To me, each album has a direction, and has a purpose, and has a moment. Lights Out 1 was a darker, experimental side into house music. Lights Out 2 was more about the chunky, dirty, filthy antics on the dance floor. You know, it was like sexy, chunky house music. A bit more uplifting than CD 1, than Lights Out 1. So I had the directions to follow. So then I have to find the records that are going to fit that perfectly by the sounds that are within those records. So, you know, the process is a long process of going through the records. Then your next job is to program the CD. Once you've found a lot of records that you like, you have to start making them fit. And it's not just about the way they fit as a mix, but also the way they fit as a program. You know, you want the CD to start here, and you want it to take you there, and you want it to have people ending up here. To do that, there's like steps that you have to take to get to that end point. And that's the programming side of it. That's the difficult part. The mixing is the easiest part of the CD. So yeah, it can be a long process. It can be as long as you let it be. And I've heard the same thing from Sasha. I've heard the same thing from Digweed. It can be as long as you let it be. You have to at some point say to yourself, right, you know, it's good enough. So that's the difficult part. Okay. I mean, who is this new guy, Steve Lawler? I mean, I wasn't new.
Right.
I've been DJing for 7 years at that point, but it was like I was made a resident at the biggest club in the world, and I was following DJs like Sasha and Paul Oakenfold, and for that time in my life, you know, it was very exciting for me because Darren Hughes had a lot of faith in me and just went, right, I'm going to stick you on after Paul Oakenfold on New Year's Eve 3 till 6. When relative, he couldn't, you know, I might not have been experienced enough to cope with that. And so that was the biggest point where, like, the public started to sort of, that was the point where I started to fill clubs on my own. That was the difference.
Alright, cool.
Trouble,
Alright.
it's all niceties.
Yeah,
Maybe, and even if they're not, because the majority of the island is, there's a certain atmosphere that's created from that. And even if you're not, because I know people that don't take much to see Ibiza, but they kind of feel like they're part of something because it's all around them.
Right.
It's very chilled out, you know, let's go back to the 60s
Like a
and
mindset of
free
getting-
love and all that, you know.
Right.
Because remember, Ibiza was largely inhabited by hippies in the 60s. So that kind of ethos had carried through to present.
This is Dean coming to you live from my Philadelphia airport, and that's my coffee, and that was my cream, but it's now my coffee. And this is Stevie Boy again. It's always Stevie Boy. at the start of every film.
Let me explain something here, right?
He's a bit tired.
We didn't really have any sleep last night. Then to wake up and find out that our flight actually no, we knew the night before that our first flight had been cancelled. So Dean, tour manager extraordinaire, got us on another flight. Which I was then woke up this morning to be told that flight had been cancelled. And the only way I was going to get to Miami was to get another train back to Philadelphia. And see if we could get a flight from Philadelphia. So here we are. No sleep, very little sleep. And fucking long train journey. Carrying about 40 bags. Sipping on a really shit cup of coffee. I feel like I'm about to die. Got a 3-hour flight. 3-hour flight to
Miami.
3-hour flight to Miami.
Well, hopefully we're going to
Get a little
sleep.
bit of sleep and then do the gig and that's it. Tour's finished. Feeling great, baby. Feeling great.
You look like Tommy Cooper.
Who the fuck's Tommy Cooper?
The geezer with the fez, the comedian.
The Fez?
Yeah, he took a fez with a little bit of, I don't know, something hanging off it. I don't know. Like
Which part's the pheasant?
not a pheasant.
Who the fuck's a Fez?
So Mark Cohen's actually in the bogs at the moment, relieving himself.
He's been there for quite a while.
He said he needs 20 minutes. All's good basically.
I need to go home.
It's 10 to 8.
I need to go home.
We arrive into Miami about 11. Straight to the hotel. Mark Cohen will go straight to the club. And Steve is on at 3.
Till what time?
About 9. And then outside on the terrace, baby. Let's check the I-10 and get an exact.
Why don't you look as tired as I feel? Huh?
I do feel it.
If you don't look it.
Yeah. What we got there? Yeah, well that's the times. And that's the gig. Space. Baby. That's the driver. That was the old hotel that we changed. That was the next hotel that we changed. And now we're at somewhere else. The Saga, I think. I don't know. Sagamore, that's the one. Yeah. Because Stevie Boy gets an upgrade there. Look at him. Drink coffee, you'll be fine.
Better than that bottle of vodka I must have had last night.
Well, this is the travel log over and out. Plonker 1 to Plonker 2, over and out.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Dino.
What are you doing?
I'm having a massive shit. It's huge. It's like having a child, it's like having several children.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we got about 10 minutes, haven't we?
10 minutes and counting?
How long you got?
Yeah, about 10 minutes left in me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look up.
You can't rush these things. Oh, you dirty fucker.
Here he is, after his little toilet performance.
My screen debut is going to be a real classic, isn't it? Very dignified. My mother will be proud.
There he is, Stevie Boy, last day on his way home. Look at him. He's actually slept. He slept.
Slept at last.
So we're at Miami.
How many more times can we do this?
We're in Miami, 2 minutes worth of battery left. We're in the good old smoking area.
Let's go home, dude. Let's go home.
Sees your 5-ball.
And he scores.
Yeah, he did last night. That's why he's happy.
Baby. I got my mojo back. Anyway, overall, been a great tour.
Lawler.
There's been some madness, there's been some fun, there's been
Cancellations.
there's been havoc, there's been,
Gig cancels, flight cancels.
yeah, you know, you name it, we've had it.
The normal.
What gig was cancelled? Oh, the
No.
last one, Sunday,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, we've had, it's like, I guess it's like having a relationship. The highs are high and the lows are low. And now I'm going to go home, lie in my own bed, and reminisce and laugh myself to sleep about
Yeah.
silly moments. Yeah, fantastic.
Tino! Steve! We're going home. I need my bed for about 4 days solid. I bought sleeping tablets so I can just... I'm overdosing on sleeping tablets and just sleeping for England. Good. We're done. We're coming home. I'm happy.
You know how fast it works, they're like 3 minutes in advance.